Hi, my name is Joseph Zupanich, and this is my story. I have cerebral palsy. I've had it all my life, and I weighed 2 pounds, and I was 3 months premature. For me, it is a scar tissue on the brain, so it affects people different ways. There is some learning disabilities, either through processing or, spelling, or, a lot of people can't multitask. I would say a little bit of memory. I won't be able to remember a lot of things, so I have to try and write down and go back to my notes after. But what I found with cerebral palsy is you basically have to be able and willing to try to function on a higher level. You're going to have to give it a lot more effort than somebody else. So you basically have to run at 200% rather than somebody else running at 100%. And I found this helps quite a lot. But as people find out who you are, they understand that there are some difficulties, but it all comes down to you, where you have to overcome those boundaries and find other avenues that will compensate for that as well. And physical activity is very important. So that's where I came in, and I decided that, okay, how am I going to, conquer this? And I started competing actually as a runner, a cerebral palsy runner, but I had a lot of problems with my feet, so I really had a difficult time competing, running. So basically, there was a coach that asked me, they said, "Joe, you're able to compete in the racing chair if you'd like to try it out." So I tried out the race, the competing in the chair, and I felt that, I started seeing that I was pretty good. I competed in the '92 Paralympics with other cerebral palsy athletes, and that was in Barcelona, Spain. And I did the demonstration event. I did 19 seconds again, and the guy from Great Britain beat me. And I said, I can't let this happen again. And then I did an 18.74, and I medaled for Canada. I was the only cerebral palsy athlete to medal other than the United States, and that was 3rd place.
I've had the pleasure of working with Joseph now for probably, I guess we're going on a year and a half now, and he's been a tremendous asset to our team. Joseph always thinks with his heart first, and no matter what he does, whether he wants to help someone out or do the duties that are required from within his job, he doesn't look at his job as getting a paycheck. He looks at creating an experience for our guests that come in, and so he really takes it to heart, and he wants to make sure that people have that good experience, and that's the way he looks at it. One might think that someone that has a disability is always going to be looking for help from people, but he's always the one that's helping others. All of his friends, his co-workers, his family, and everybody that knows Joseph wants to support his effort to doing this. He makes everyone's experience, like I said, here in the club, so wonderful that members come in specifically asking for Joseph if he's off, or if he's sick. They want to know where he is because they want to talk with him and make sure he's doing well and everything. So.
I first started coming to the gym, and I kind of didn't really know anyone. I would just come in here, I'd work out, and then I'd leave. I had a few friends, I'd see them every once in a while, but the first person who really struck me a lot when I first came in here was Joe. I didn't know him. He could have been just a regular employee, just like anyone else, but instead he reached out to me and I talked to him, and first it was just like any normal friendship, but he has a way about him to be able to reach out to everyone. You'll see him, if you were to come into this gym right now, you'd see him talking to anyone and everyone, no matter what. Joe has every right to be someone who could have given up at any time in life, but he has the presence of someone who will never give up, the perseverance, the continuation with any task that he has. No matter how hard the work is, no matter how he's feeling, he'll continue working. Every time I come in here to work out, I'll be working out, Joe will be working out at the same time, and I'll be thinking, man, Joe works out hard, and he'll come over, and I'm slacking today, and he'll come over to me and be like, man, I want to work out like you work out so hard, when we all know full well Joe's working harder than anyone in here, no matter what. It's something within him that makes him reach out to others. It's just part of who he is. It just shows you the effect that he can have on someone who starts in one place, but it can make them end up in another. It makes everyone better around him, not just physically, but inside and who the person is. He has a lasting effect on you, no matter, even if you might not recognize it, you might not necessarily be looking for it, but somehow, in some way, no matter who you are, you've been impacted by Joe.
He's one of these guys that always comes in with a smile, he's always greeting people by name, and for a guy who is part of our housekeeping department, it's one of these areas or jobs that are completely unglorified, and for someone like Joe who is in that position, but at the same time takes so much pride in what he does and gets to know our members beyond just their names, but their life stories, and always asks how they're doing, as opposed to hoping that someone will ask him how his day's going. He's always the first to volunteer and just basically say, how's your day going, and are you doing okay? And always giving compliments. It's quite an amazing thing. It challenges me personally to take that same approach, to have a heart that's genuine and that wants to help people, and that regardless of what my personal life challenges might bring, to come in to work and just enjoy being around people. About 3 weeks ago, I think it was around 3 weeks ago, we found out that Joe's mom passed away, and it was really obviously heart-wrenching for us to see Joe go through such a difficult time in his life. We got some money together that we were able to donate to Joe, but we also made a donation to the United Cerebral Palsy Foundation in memory of his mom. And so it just kind of goes to show that the type of impact that he leaves on people. He might not realize this. I don't think he does. I don't think Joe has a clue about how much of an impact he makes on people's lives on a daily basis. My message to those of you who are watching this video, if you've never had a chance to meet Joe or talk to Joe before, you are missing out on a pretty amazing person and a pretty amazing soul. And hopefully you'll have a chance to meet Joe or someone like Joe in your life and be able to support him in the way that we want to support him.
I think that's the main thing. Be an inspiration, be a role model, and just encourage people that things are possible.